terms of 2021 itself, and 2020 was such a rough year for people. What do you think is going to change in 2021 when the ox comes in?
You know, I have high hopes for 2021, the year of the ox. If the ox is for anything, it's for stability and strength. I think a lot of ships are going to be righted and stability is going to come back. Uh, all the stress and the problems, I'm not saying they're going to go away, but I think everybody, whether it's governments or just individual people like us, we're just going to feel more comfortable, more stable. I think it's going to be a much better feeling, and we'll see an improvement in a lot of areas. I don't think COVID's going to be such a threat next year.
So I know Biden's a horse. So how does a horse typically fare in the year of the ox?
Well, I don't think Biden is going to be all that happy, and he probably is not going to get the Senate on his side in the special election that's coming up in January. So with the Senate against him, I expect a lot of resistance. You know, you probably heard the old saying, bull in the china shop and stubborn as a bull. Um, Ox and horse really don't get along because the ox is for staying in one place and stability. The horse wants to wander and move on out. But I don't think Biden's going to be able to move on out with his agenda next year. It's going to be a lot tougher than he thinks.
Hmm. And then Harris is a dragon. So I know there's going to be some interesting things to talk about when it comes to Harris and Biden. But what about just Harris next year? What's a dragon? What should the dragon be looking for in the year of the ox?
Well, I said that Biden, President-elect Biden, is going to have some problems, but it's going to be worse with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, because what you're having is the immovable force, the ox, going up against, what is it, irresistible, I forget how they say it. But in Chinese astrology, the ox and the dragon is probably the greatest conflict of all, because the dragon wants to move out full speed ahead with the big ideas, and the ox wants to go slow and oppose the dragon's moving out at every turn.
I think it's
So,
the immovable object meets the unstoppable force.
oh, okay, here it is. The immovable, she's the irresistible force. That's what it is. She's the irresistible force, but she's going to meet the immovable object, the ox. So she's going to be under all sorts of pressure from AOC and the progressive wing of the Democratic Party to do all this stuff. And basically, she's not going to be able to do it next year. The progressive agenda is going to hit a brick wall. The ox is not going to allow it.
Wow, that's interesting. So here's a question of the day. Who'd make a better president, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris?
Well, to be honest, and I'm not talking politics now, just character, I'd rather have the dragon in charge than the horse. The horse can wander and go here and there. In fact, there's been talk that Biden in his career just kind of shifts with the wind and goes with whatever is going to seem to work for him. Whereas with Kamala Harris, I think you're going to strong leader. She's going to stick more to her principles. So if we're looking for a strong leader, I would say Kamala Harris would make a better president. You know, I'm not talking about her politics now, just her character.